All right, in this edition of Fireworks and Fallout Themes, we put the spotlight on railway sector, the Capex story that hasn't been sweet in Samvat 2081. We did see the stocks like RVNL, Texmeco Rail, IRCTC all slipped in Samvat 2081 as investors worried if it has been a pricey bet. But what could Samvat 2082 look like, and whether the bulging order book by the Railway Ministry, the heavy spending plans, and the most talk about Kavach plans could turn around the sector and the railway stocks back on track is something we will be understanding from our special guest of the show. Joining me is Kranthi Bathini, equity strategist at Wealth Mill Securities, to decode more about the sector. Kranthi, wishing you the best of festivities this year and a very happy Diwali.
Thank you, Lovisha. Thank you for the season greetings. For you and the viewers at Money Control, wish you the season greetings.
Kranthi, let's start and talk about this sector in focus because railway stocks did garner some traction in the past couple of months. But if you look at the Samvat's performance, all of them have witnessed correction. So explain us what has kept them out of investors' attention and how does the way forward, Samvat 2082, look like?
Lovisha, yeah, the sector has been in a momentum zone in the past 12 months back. And from there onwards, the stock have witnessed some kind of a consolidation, making the higher tops, and there was some kind of a long corrections in majority of these railway stocks were concerned. Uh, Even though the stocks have run up ahead of their valuations, and the valuations look stretched for many of these stocks in the sector. So last 1 year, from the last Samvat to the current Samvat, the stocks have been in a consolidation phase. So that was the reason behind the stocks spending some kind of a time-wise correction. Their order books are in place at this point of time. This year, the execution capabilities also witnessed in a strong way. Around 56% of the budgeted capex have been spent during this year for the railway stocks are concerned. So wherever some kind of excesses have been built up for many of these railway stocks, in fact, these stocks have been a multi-baggers in the earlier years. So that was the key reason for these stocks to be in a consolidation phase in the past 12 months.
Okay. Kranti, let's just focus, in between April and July 2025, we did see that the railways board spending has stood about at the highest among the large CPSEs and government agencies. Do you expect this capex push to translate into earnings? Because if you look at the last quarter, that has been fairly subdued across the board.
Yeah, we can see the same kind of capex spending to go ahead in the coming quarters also. Yeah, we had a long monsoon and a extended monsoon during this year. So normally in the first half of the year, some kind of a subdued capex spending we witness for any kind of a companies. So next 6 months are the crucial for these companies. So we can see some kind of a momentum to pick up. But one thing, Lovisha, here the key reason for the stocks consolidation and underperformance has been excesses that build up for these stocks. These stocks have been a multi-baggers starting from its bottom prices, and these stocks have witnessed some kind of a higher tops. So that's where the consolidations for many of these companies we witnessed. Now their valuations are attractive. The price momentum has taken a pass. So if any investor want to have a decent returns, one can start building up their portfolios with the majority with railway stocks, but don't expect the same kind of multi-bagger returns. But they still can deliver some kind of a mid-teen kind of returns going ahead.
Mid-teens returns, all right. But yes, railways have always given a good narrative after the defense theme. But if you had to, suggest to fresh investors to enter at current levels, would you advise them, or would you say them to wait for some time?
By and large, if the investors have a longer term horizon, one can start accumulating these stocks. It should be very stock specific. in the previous bull run, what happened is, especially any company that's involved in railways, there was a price momentum, what we witnessed. In fact, many of the companies, they were in a bubble territory, okay, and from there onwards, we can see some kind of a moderation of the valuation. Now, after this healthy correction, we can see these stocks looks attractive at this point of time for a medium to longer term perspective.
Okay, okay. But between the two, if you look at PSU and private railway basket, which one would you prefer and why would that be?
One thing is, some stocks have been in a consolidation phase. Okay, how these companies are executing these orders, it can be both the PSU or it can be the private. Okay, it all depends upon their execution capabilities. For example, stocks like BML, RVNL still looks attractive to me at this point of time. And from the private basket, Titagar looks very attractive to me at these valuations. So these are the top three picks where the investors with a medium to longer term, okay, they can pick up these stocks for a medium to longer term perspective.
Okay, okay. Kranthi, Street has always been concerned between the disconnect of railway stocks, fundamentals and valuations. But what is your opinion on this? I mean, you did say that we are expected to grow in mid-teens, but from a valuations front, are railway stocks still at a pricey valuations?
That's an interesting question, Lavisha. But the recent correction from its peaks, the stocks looks attractive at this point of time. The railway theme is to stay for some more time. They have a clear-cut order book visibility, but where these companies are working, that's extremely crucial. One need to look at individual stocks at this point of time, which of the segments the company is working. So the wagon demand and also the modernization of railways and infrastructure spends are going to be there for next coming years. So that's where the demand for majority of these railway stocks are coming.
Okay, okay. But let's also talk about two stocks which have grabbed the Kavach orders for enhanced safety and efficiency on key routes. That is your Concord Control, Kernex Microsystems. How do you see these counters riding the Kavach opportunity and what lies ahead? Because both of these counters have surged stellar in the past 1 year.
Absolutely. Even stocks like Kernex Microsystems has locked in upper circuit today also. There were no sellers for the stock today. It was up by 10%. That's where investors need to be little bit cautious. Okay, that's where the valuation stretch come into these stocks whenever they enter into a momentum zone, and these stocks tend to be in spend in a time-wise correction also. But Kavach is going to be a long-term story going ahead. So the stocks which are involved in the Kavach theme is concerned, they are going to receive the strong order books and earning visibility is clearly there. But whenever the valuations look stretched, that's where some kind of a profit booking also advisable for the investors in a medium to short term perspective.
Okay, all right. Just one last question before we let you, Kranthi. Then, what are your picks from the railway space, and what is the reason behind that?
Yeah, my for this season for railways, BML looks very attractive to me. They look this PSU have a diversified business model. They are into railways. They are taking the advantage of the bullet train network that's going to come up, and also the defense space also giving the diversification for this stock. So BML looks very attractive to me, and RVNL, the strong player with respect to the railway infrastructure theme is concerned. And after the moderation of the stock prices in the recent past, looks very attractive to me. The railway infra theme is going to be the key role for RVNL. At this point of time, one can start adding RVNL for a time horizon of more than 1 year. And Titagar wagons looks very attractive to me at this point of time. The wagon theme is going to be there, both in terms of the passenger as well as the goods wagons are concerned. So these are the three stocks one can keep on their watch list and added dips.
Okay, all right. Add on dips for all of these three railway counters. But with that thought, and of course, the discussion on the railway theme, we have to let you go, Kranthi. But once again, wishing you a very happy
Thank you.
Diwali. Thank you so much for your time and joining us.
Thank you.